Welcome back to another Wednesday Power Shot with your boy Paul Jervey, certified financial planner and the Moses of Finance. So this month we've been talking about on these Wednesday Power Shots business planning. So we've talked about the new getting started as a new business owner, the kind of the foundations. Last video we talked about different funding strategies. Today we are going to be talking about risk management. Risk management, because as you're growing your business, you want to prepare so that you don't have to repair. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of things that could come up in your business, and you want to make sure that you have a layer of protection, kind of like a wall of protection, to protect yourself, your personal assets, and to really protect your business from all kinds of different threats. So some of those threats might be property damages if you own a property or own a building. They might be cyber attacks. They might be lawsuits. All right, lawsuits is a big one, especially if you own a business or you hit somebody with your car one day, and God forbid it happens, but you hit your car, hit somebody, rear end somebody in the car, and they get out, see that you look incredibly nice, you got a nice outfit on, they just assume that you have deep pockets, and now all of a sudden their neck hurts, right? So we want to look at a lot of different things, and then we also want to make sure that we discuss how your business really should be set up. And I'm just going to give you some of my opinions. Probably should have talked about this in the first one, but it's neither here nor there. We talk about it now. How I feel as though that your businesses should be set up. So let's kind of get into just kind of brainstorming some of the risks that you may end up facing. All right. And so one thing that you may want to do if you're a business owner, you may even want to jot down the risks that you know that you will face, and then what solutions you have in place for those potential risks. Because I'm going to talk about some, but I might not talk about all specifically to the ones in your industry or related to your business. But one, I do think that people should have an LLC set up. I'm a big proponent in having an LLC set up, or a corporation if you're going to go that route, as opposed to sole proprietorships and partnerships. And this is just me. This is my opinion. I don't want no comments about, why should I'm just giving you my opinion. So sole proprietorship, the only reason I say that is that I'm not a big fan of that, is because usually within a sole proprietorship, what I've seen in my experience of almost doing this 20 years is that most people will commingle their business money with their personal money. And it's understandable, because really when you have a sole proprietorship, there really isn't a lot of distinction between you and the business. So let's say one of those risks pops up and you get sued, right? All of your personal assets, including your business assets, are up for grabs in that potential suit, which is why I like, and really it's the same thing with a partnership. Corporation is a little bit different. So, usually the shareholders of a corporation are protected, and LLCs is very similar to the corporation. So that's why it says limited liability. So, but there is still the possibility that you could have a lawsuit or something pierce through your LLC, and you want to make sure that you have the right structure and stuff in place. So let's just talk first about lawsuits, because I think that's one of the biggest. And so in LLC, when you have that set up, it does separate you from your personal assets. So let's just say, you've built this business and you've got $100,000 in cash, and then you've got assets of 500,000, whether it's building, whether it's machinery, equipment, inventory, whatever it is, it's worth 500,000. You get sued for whatever have you. The assets in the business, inside of the LLC, inside of the corporation, can be up for grabs if they rule against you. All right. If the judgment could come back and say, hey, this $100,000's got to go. These 500,000's got to go in the business. But if you, let's say, have $1 million and personally, and your personal money, so your primary residence, investments, retirement accounts, insurance, cash values, whatever, those assets are going to be protected because it's separate. There's you, and then there is the LLC. All right. Not to be mistaken, like if you have, like a lot of people assume that if you have a trust, like a revocable living trust, that it operates the same way. It does not. So those, your personal assets, if your trust gets sued, are up for grabs in that dispute. One of the things that you can do to protect your assets is to get general liability insurance for your business, as well as if you are in a service-based business, you can get, like I have errors and omission insurance. I know a lot of my physician, doctor clients, they have malpractice coverage and stuff like that. So you can get, sometimes you can get specific insurance for, that specific industry. But general liability insurance is going to be the first layer of protection that those attorneys would have to go through to get to your business assets. So that's something to think about. The other thing to think about is cybersecurity. Right? Because of the world that we live in now, cybersecurity is huge. And so you want to make sure that you have the proper pieces in place. So some of the things that you want to have in place to protect your data are like encryption. So making sure that all of your data is encrypted, and then that you have access control. Access control means that you have strong passwords, or you have an app that you're using that logs all of your passwords that you have to get into. It takes a while for you to get into it to make sure that it's highly secure. Network security. So you got to make sure that you have firewalls and stuff like that. So like all these things I have in place for my practice as well. Your software updates, make sure that you have a secure Wi-Fi is highly crucial. All right. So a lot of this stuff, because a lot of people use clouds and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that there's protection in place to preserve your privacy, to preserve your business privacy and your customers and or clients' privacy as well. And then you want to do, if you have employees, so like me, if you want to do employees, you got to do employee awareness to make sure that they are that they understand everything that you have in place. So you may need to create in your SOPs like some security training, to make sure. So like, how do you send encrypted emails? How do you ensure that things are going to be, protected, all of those things, so that the employees know, so that, God forbid they make a mistake, it's not going to necessarily it would essentially fall back on you if you didn't properly train them as the owner. All right. Now there's a lot of reasons as to why you want to do stuff like this. Right. And the primary reason is because, one, if you have a lot of these things in place, it's going to reduce your stress and it's going to reduce your panic level, right? Because you're preparing so that you don't have to repair, right? When I tell you, if you have to repair, it can be incredibly ugly. It allows you to move faster and have more effective action in terms of unexpected events that come up, right? It allows you to have better decision making capabilities. So because you know that these things are secure, you can make a quicker decision with whatever decisions that you need to make. And then it could reduce the financial impact. Especially when it comes with insurance. Like, I'm a big believer in insurance. Like, insurance is whether it's general liability insurance, whether it's life insurance, disability insurance, homeowners, auto, whatever type of insurance it is you basically paying pennies, and then they give you dollars. If you give them dollars, they give you hundreds, right? You give them hundreds in terms of your premium, they give you thousands. You give them thousands in your premium, they give you tens of thousands. You give them tens of thousands in your premium, they give you hundreds of thousands. You give them hundreds of thousands, they give you millions. So if your financial situation, your financial level does not give you the flexibility to handle a major situation in the event that something comes up, the wise move is to go and get some insurance until you financially can cover it. But even then, why would you want to? You might as well just go ahead, and especially if it's business, because it's tax deductible. You're paying those premiums, that's a deduction to your business, so you're going to be saving money on taxes. And then if something happens, you're using their money as opposed to your own money. It's also good when you have these things in place if your end goal is to try and sell your business at some point. So you always want to think about how you can increase the value of your business. And this is one way that you can do it to increase the value of your business. So some things that some positive things to think about as you're putting these things into place: it reduces financial loss, improves your business continuity. Okay. It enhances customer trust or client trust. So make sure that you're also telling them, as you're doing business with them, the different parameters that you have in place to make sure that their protection is of the utmost importance to you and your business. and then briefly mention to them, different safety protocols and legal matters that you have in place, again, to ensure the continuity of your business, because they're coming to do business with you and they want to make sure that your business is going to be around. Right. So these are some of the things. This is really an ongoing process. You probably want to look at and review these things maybe annually. Some people may want to do it a little bit sooner. But if you review these things on an annual basis, it's just you having proper risk management measures into your business as your business changes, as your business grows, and as your business evolves, so that you can make sure that you are prepared so that you don't have to repair. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Paul Jervey. Catch you guys down the road.